Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us in week number 4 of the Tech Chase Major League presented by Aura Gaming. I am Craig here with Beb, and on stream tonight we got two incredible matchups. We are going to be seeing Davenport at Kettering, but before that, we're going straight into it with Oakland at CMU. Oakland 5-1, CMU 4-2, so a good match to determine some top of the top of the standings going into this. Oakland has been kind of we expected them to do well, but I think they have exceeded expectations. Big win last week over Davenport. Did drop one to Michigan State, but MSU is at the top of the leaderboard as it stands. So Oakland having a pretty good season. Beb, any thoughts before we head into this one?
Yeah, I got the pleasure of commentating in Oakland set last week against Davenport, that hype set where they actually upset Davenport. So they're looking really good going into this next game right here. So I'm excited to see how they do against the CMU boys because CMU's got a really good roster too.
Yep, and starting out for Oakland, we're going to see Saturn and his Lucas versus Silent Bean and his Kirby. So matchup you don't see too often. Don't see too many Kirbys. Lucas is one you see a decent amount of times, but Saturn has been fun to watch. He has been pulling his weight absolutely for Oakland's team with some pretty good stats so far. So I expect this one to be real close. And to be honest, if I had to pick a winner, I couldn't tell you who I think is going to come out on top of this one.
Yeah, it's really, really up in the air. I know Saturn definitely, like you were saying, an X factor when it comes to Oakland's team. He put in the work against Ferris last week. I think he took on their entire crew in game one of that. So, yeah, he's super solid, and I think a lot of that comes down to Saturn right away. If he can take those stocks right off the bat, it should be good things for Oakland. But CMU, like I said, stacked roster. So let's see how it goes out.
Yeah, so taking a look at the standings, this match right here is to complete the first round robin. We do have 8 teams in the league, and this is match number 7. So tonight we're kind of at the turning point, the end of one round robin and heading into the second round robin in the second game for each of these teams. So a big point here throughout this series. So thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time or if this is your 4th time tuning in, we really appreciate you being here. If you like what you see, please feel free to check us out on our socials, subscribe to us here on Twitch, check us out on YouTube at Aura Gaming, or more importantly at TechChaseGG, just to keep up with what's going on throughout the league. So, let's see here. Waiting on Oakland, getting everything put together. We will be heading into it shortly, but a little bit of a preview of what's going on in the next matchup after this one as well. Like we mentioned, we're going to have Davenport versus Kettering, and you said you got to see Davenport last week. Now, I didn't get the chance to actually watch that one. Did Davenport bring out Bestness in that one too?
Yes, against Oakland, you're talking?
Yep.
Yes. Oakland. Well, obviously they lost, so they had to bring out everybody. The one thing, a little offset there. He did play Piranha Plant, so he was going a secondary. We didn't see the Nest last week, but that's still an L. If you bring out your secondary in one of these rough situations, you still take the L if you lose. Right. So, it's a win in Oakland's book. So. It's interesting to see how it's going to play out if maybe Bestness goes a little try hard today.
Yeah. I imagine, like I said, the first game, I think it's too close to call Oakland CMU, but I think the chips are in favor of Davenport for their second match. They're playing against Kettering, who is standing right now at 1-5 in the league. I believe their one win is over Ferris, who is sitting at 0-6. So Oakland is hopping in. We're going to start here just a minute. Again, thank you for being patient. Thank you for tuning in. But looking at the rest of Oakland's lineup here, you said that Saturn said he had a set against every. Did he clear him? Did he wash the entire team, or did he end up?
Yes.
Nice.
I believe he did. I think he made the gauntlet in his first match against Ferris last week. which is always rough to happen. But you know, yeah, I got a little post match interview with him afterwards. He seems super calm and collected. So if he comes in with that attitude, I feel like it's going to be really rough to stop him if you're CMU.
Yeah. So and Saturn on top of that, they have Broly, who's got a really good Roy. Spectral, the Lucina, has done really well. Werble Nerfers Ken, who's done a good amount of tactical crouching in matches for what so it's been fun to watch Oakland. I think I was talking with Ori. It's almost like they're the I don't want to say heel. They're not the bad guys, but it's kind of like that. Wow, a little bit of kind of some cocky attitudes going on. Yeah. Like I think people weren't really expecting them to come out as hard hitting as they are, and they're not afraid to show it. They're not afraid to show how proud they are to be where they're at. They're not afraid to let anyone know, hey, you're not going to mess with us.
Yeah, they seem like a really dominant squad early on into this, especially after that win against Davenport, who was easily one of our top 3 teams. Losing 2 games last week, Davenport did 1 to Oakland. Getting that upset is only going to propel you further into this. If you get that confidence behind you, I could see Oakland really popping off today.
Yeah. We are going to get into it. Like we said, Silent Beans Kirby going to be taking on Saturn's Lucas to start us off here. We'll get into the action and see what stage they're headed to first. PS2, the gentleman's stage.
It's interesting to see them starting with Silent Bean, as he is usually their alternate pick. So I'm interested to see who CMU does not have on their roster today. You know what I mean?
Right. Kirby's kind of one of those strange matchups. I think that when you play Kirby, it's either you kind of got that read on him, or he's just going to put so much pressure on your shield and just run you down in a way you don't know how to deal with. But it looks like they're all using Werble's tag. It looks like Saturn's not having an issue so far, and wow,
yeah,
getting the spike as he stands on the ledge. Gonna make it back though, barely. Tries to get Saturn as he stands onto that platform and boxing it out, putting Saturn into disadvantage. Saturn gets back safely.
Yeah, one thing Saturn really likes to do is use his up B on the stage as sort of an edge guard, and that's something that's a little harder to do against Kirby with all of those jumps. And there we see Silent Beam actually able to get back to the ledge pretty easily. That's gonna be a big thing. Adjusting to Kirby's multiple jumps is gonna be big for Saturn in this first game.
Yeah, I like that up B. I like the PK Thunder as a ledge guard, just because it gives you so many options. It chases your opponent, puts pressure on them as they're already in disadvantage, and also if you play it right, you know, you can also loop it back around, hit yourself, and kind of get into safety if you miss them, but also potentially have the chance to put a lot of damage output on there if you confuse them enough and have them land behind you. But unexpectedly, from the way this started out, Saturn ends up dropping his first stock.
Yeah, Kirby's a little weird, where he doesn't seem like he would have all that kill power, but there we saw that dash attack taking that first stock pretty quickly, already back up to 111%. Saturn has really got to make this KO if he wants to get back into this right now.
Yeah, that dash attack, it lasts so many stupid frames. Don't even realize as it's like dying down at the end, you drop your shield. Like, really?
Yeah, for sure. And it still has the full power throughout the entire active frames of it. Yeah. There we see a little Zare shenanigans, but the cockback and the forward smash gonna seal that stock for Silent Bean. CMU's looking really good in this first game.
Getting some PK fire of his own. Man, that's one hairdo Kirby had. I don't think I've seen this.
He's styling.
Low profile.
Yeah, one thing that I think Saturn's kind of struggling with getting a lot of damage off of combos. Usually he's a pretty combo heavy player. The weight and the floatiness of Kirby makes it really hard unless you really adjust or you really have a lot of time against Kirby to be able to get consistent combos and consistent damage.
Right.
It seems like every time Silent Beam falls out of something, he gets a stray hit, and that's good for Silent Beam. Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh, good awareness. Just shows how masterful someone is with their character. Every time I see a Lucas or a Ness able to kind of get back as they're like below the stage, you can't even see your character. Oh, it's like how are you that good with that? It's just second nature. That recovery. I'd be so dead.
For sure. That's one thing that Lucas has over Ness too. That the distance in which you can recover, because that up B sends him so much further towards the stage, and you kind of float a lot longer as well as Lucas. So that's always nice. Here we see Saturn kind of gearing up to try to take this stock for his team. This would be a really big switcheroo, because we've seen Silent Beam kind of in the driver's seat all game.
His shield ends up getting caught in a grab, slammed onto that platform, but not going to be enough to kill. But the read on the roll in a forward air going to kick him in the face and finish that one off. And Saturn, like you said, after running the gauntlet last week, not dropping 3 stocks at all, goes down in the first match of this one, dropping it to Silent Bean. Like you said, I was kind of surprised that we ended up seeing Silent Bean out there, but did his job. But also at the same time, if you are going to lose, that's how you want to do it. You took 2 stocks of your own. You're keeping this as even as you go. So as close as it can be heading into the match number 2.
Yeah, one stock between these teams is not going to make or break it, especially going into that first round. It's all gonna depend on how Oakland kind of reacts to this. If they can get this Silent Bean stock really quickly, they'll bounce back really well. Obviously, that's where it's gonna go. I can't say Kirby's really light. He's gonna die quickly. If you put in a heavy character right now, someone with a lot of kill power, you might be able to cheese out an early kill against a Kirby.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who does Oakland have that might have that. I would say Broly's Roy or Werbl's Ken might be your go-to if you're looking at someone a little bit heavier just to eke out that first stock. If that's the strat, that's where you might go.
Yeah, I could definitely see Werbl's Ken coming out here. That true input Shoryu is going to kill Kirby at 40-50% or something like that. So
right.
That's going to be an easy way to kind of switch the tables on CMU if they get a chance.
Yeah, especially with Kirby, someone who likes to float a little bit and kind of be in the air might be a little bit of an easier one to land on. But at the same time, I think we saw Silent Bean utilizing Kirby on the ground quite a bit, just doing what some of those Kirby mains will do and just getting up in your face, low profiling, down tilting you, putting shield pressure on. But looks like Werble is actually going to be coming in. Going to be seeing that Shoru. See how it works out.
You mentioned the low profile, and I think that might come into play in this matchup. A lot, other than down tilt, a lot of Ken's moves are very limited in terms of their downward angle that they have. So I could see Silent Beam get some cheeky crouches in this matchup.
That jab on our screen, we're watching on Discord, and because it's only 30 frames per second, it just looked like a constant. It was perfect. It just looked like it was standing still. That was funny.
I thought it was some hidden tech or something
so
like
did
that.
I'm
glad it was
what
just
are we seeing? Well, straight into it, a couple up tilts straight in the middle of the
early
stage.
up tilt damage.
Yup, it's a good amount of damage, chasing him down with the side beat, not going to connect with it. Low profile, just like you said, just duck underneath it.
Yeah, Silent Beam seems really, really good at when to use that. Oh, but here we see Shoryu already. 89%, that is definitely kill range if you are Kirby. Ooh, focus through that. Doesn't get the kick afterwards.
That's one of my favorite things about watching
So.
the Street Fighter characters. Bye-bye. See ya! But I like watching the players use focus as a movement option when they're recovering, and then kind of as a mix-up. It really adds a little bit of a dynamic to it that you don't really get from any other character, and can be really work in your favor if you know how to utilize it. A lot of times, if you're in disadvantage or you're recovering high and getting someone chasing you down, that focus can not only move you to a spot you can get back to safety, but also if you land a focus on it too, it also puts you in a favorable spot recovering and can flip disadvantage state really quickly. So with that, Wurgle does even
on top of that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Nope.
I was just going to expand upon the Shoto focus talk. A lot of times that's Ken and Ryu's most favorable way to get deadable if you're the other character too. So
right.
Looking at that and
3, 2, 1.
Prod heading in for Central. Not sure, Beb. Do we still have you here?
Am I cutting out?
Yep, Beb. Might be flying solo in this match. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Gotta love 2020. 2021 now. I forgot. It's coronavirus's fault. Well, anyway, Bev is going to try and get that fixed up. I think so. Try saying something again. Maybe not, but
all right, hey,
Central Oakland decided you're here. Maybe might be a little bit of a delay. And speaking of delay, classic. I love the internet. I love playing Smash on the internet. I love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch using Nintendo's awesome, really good netcode servers. Everything works very, very well. But let's talk about these two tokens sitting here smashing into each other. Look at that electricity between them. How much voltage, amplitude, what do you think is going on there? I don't even know. Beb, do we got you?
Yo, do you?
I do. I think so.
Cool.
I think your internet cursed Winrow's internet or something because the match dropped on our end.
Yeah, possibly.
So, we were just into the start of that one. It was Prod versus Wurgle, both with 3 stocks. Mm-hmm. So, we got about an entire match to sit here and watch 2 tokens slam into each other in a 2-dimensional
judging by what I'm seeing on the screen right now, it's an even matchup.
Yeah.
So tell me, Craig, what did you have for lunch today?
Man, today wasn't really a actually sit down and eat lunch type day. It was more of a just go upstairs and grab a few snacks every few minutes at work type day. So
fair enough.
I did get a hot sauce that I really like, and I do remember going up one time and getting a piece of cheese and dumping some hot sauce on that slice of cheese and just eating that because I just wanted a vehicle to get the hot sauce in my mouth. So now you can all know some of the disgusting things that I do.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to just take a straight shot of it, but at least there's some sort of vehicle to get it in your body.
You know, I would But, you know, if I had to put it on a spoon or something, that's just one more dish to do. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's always nice how you got bread. It's a dish in it of itself. You know, you put something on it, you don't have to use a dish. You get a tortilla, same thing. You were taking a step further with the cheese. I've never quite got that crazy with the meta, but I just might.
Yeah, it's great. I got the Costco cheese 4-pack. It comes with the cheddar, the Swiss, the Monterey Jack, and the cheddar Jack. So clearly the Swiss is not the option to put the hot sauce on because of the holes. It leaves me with the other 3. My problem was also, though, that I don't really like Jack too much. So Jack is like the one I don't want, but Jack Cheddar is like second in line. But I was also running out of cheddar, and I was like, man, I don't really know if I want to just eat the cheddar because I want to use this for other things. So honestly, I'm doing it just to taste the hot sauce. So let me put it on my least favorite cheese, douse this thing in hot sauce, fold it up like it's a taco shell with just some hot sauce in it, and then just eat that before I go run down in the conference call. But yeah, that was my thought process when deciding what cheese to put hot sauce on, and just eat today.
At least you got options going into it. You know, you're assessing the options,
right,
and you're choosing the best one. And I think you're killing it.
No, thank you. Well, speaking of killing it,
there we see Prod
looks like
taking
he
the
killed
dub.
Warblenerfer there. I don't know how many stocks they lost. Looks like we're trying to figure that out right now. So that leaves us to. We dropped Saturn, he's gone. We dropped Wurble, he's gone. We're looking at Spectral, Broly, or Meta. Who does Meta play again?
Meta plays Shulk.
Oh, right. Meta is a Shulk mate. So, and we don't. Looks like Brawly is coming in next. So we are going to see Brawly's Roy playing against Prod's Wii Fit, and that was another close one. They took Wurble took 2 of Prod stocks there.
I do believe Brawly also plays Wolf as well. I think he's kind of a co-main. So we could possibly seeing the Wolf as well. But he has gone Roy in the past as well. Roy in the past.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I think I know the first week he went Roy. I don't know about the last couple, but yeah, I do know you also said he has a Wolf. So looks like they're hopping in the arena here. And he's going with the Roy. This is one of the closer matches that we've seen. A lot of times we've seen so far in these crew battles, teams gotta drop a few, get a good lead, then we might see a comeback. But this one, starting out, has been as close as it could possibly be with the 2-3 match, the 2-3 set to start us off. Then Warble comes in and takes a stock, evening it up, and then again, just going 2-3 in the second one. We're down 6-7 each, with some strong contenders on each side. Got a few seconds left until we get to that 30-second mark before they're gonna head right into it.
Yeah, you said it's been back and forth, and obviously, yes, it has been back and forth for both these teams. It seems like CMU has always been a little bit ahead, though. It never seems like Oakland has overtaken them in stocks. It's just been right back to CMU. So I'm interested to see who's going to really pop off for Oakland and maybe turn the tide for them.
Right. But this Oakland Broly here right now, he has, I guess I don't know last week. I'd have to go back and look at some of those stats, but he actually has been kind of performing at the top of their team. So he's the one to come and turn around if he can. But that said, already down a stock here. Did not come and accomplish what he wanted to do and just even things up.
Yeah, it seemed like Prod got that deep breathing engaged, put on a ton of damage, and then immediately the kill with the back air, and that's what's so dangerous. Either when Wii Fit Trainer does get that ring engaged, camp to stay away from it, or you have to hit them and win neutral over and over so they can't hit you. And there we just saw him take a ton of damage.
And with 120% on him, Broly with the forward air gonna finish out Prod. So he drops one of his own. Gonna have to be a stock down going into his next one, but still keeping it close. And I'm sure Prod was really hoping just to take one more off of him there. Good job by Broly for keeping his composure together and keeping that stock even being real high up in the percentages there. So that means Silent Bean and Prod have both been dropped from, or have both been eliminated, which leaves Central with Column, Haz, and Superhero. Like you said, Silent Bean is kind of listed as their alternate, the fifth man on the roster. So I wonder which of those three are not going to be making an appearance, because going into this match, I would have assumed all three of them would be playing in this one.
Yeah, for some reason, I kind of Column is coming in next. Okay.
Yep.
For some reason, I feel like Superhero is probably the no-show in this situation. I know he had the similar situation, freak ankle accident or something week 1.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're gonna see Haz next game, but that's just my theory. That's just a game theory.
Just a game theory.
But yeah, but either way, Haz is also an absolute monster. So CMU has a good anchor behind them right now, so should be interesting.
And has been playing. Has he been playing Bowser throughout this? I can remember right.
Yes, he has.
Okay.
Definitely a good character to have as your anchor in a crew battle situation like this, just because he is so heavy. He can put on the kills so early. I think I saw like a 40% kill from Haz in week 1 of this. Right off the bat, he got some crazy conversion in just one. So it's probably a good spot for him to be in anchor. Good strategy.
Coming off hot and heavy is Broly getting a forward air to a neutral air, pushing him off stage and getting the grab right as he recovers. Calm trying to get his footing here, gets back to guys, a few down tilts, but Broly able to roll behind him and continue the onslaught.
Ooh, a good parry there. Broly's getting a lot of damage on this Rob here. It's a big character, Rob is, and sometimes that can be really difficult to get in on a sword character that puts out so many hitboxes like Roy does.
Right. A lot of hitboxes and just can be real quick with that sword. I think Roy is one of the most oppressive characters to have your back against the ledge with. It can be a very intimidating spot to be in, trying to say, hey, do I go around him? Hey, do I get through him? The last thing I want is just get hit by this jab, but oh my god, it comes out so fast. But Column kind of able to slow things down here. Looks like he's getting a little bit more composure than he had earlier in the match.
Yeah, but is it too late at this point? I mean, I guess it's not. It is definitely even right now. Oh, that's unfortunate. As I say that,
yeah,
Raleigh with a sad SD off stage.
Yeah, it's an FD or it's just that. Oh man. FD, or you can almost just call it part of the online meta. Just call him able to put the down tilt on him, get a quick poke away from stage. Brawley thought he was going to grab, so inputted the roll, but of course now you buffered an air dodge and you're dead. So that's not fun to have happen to you. And then right after that, Column continuing to put the pressure on and just throws him deep, gimps him, and takes that one way quicker than we would have thought. So, like you said, going into the last set, CMU is just starting to get their footing. They have not yet felt like they've been behind. Oakland hasn't felt like they've been behind either, but they felt like we've always felt like in this match that CMU had the more solid footing, and just with that one establishing it even further.
Yeah, especially that game with the SD right as we saw it, and then it seemed like as soon as that happened, Column with all the momentum in the world able to get that, and it's looking pretty rough for Oakland. Obviously, they have Spectral and Meta, I'm assuming it's going to be Spectral coming in here. And Spectral's honestly one of Oakland's best players. So
Right.
that Lucina could come in really handy right now. Only a 2-stock deficit. If he can stay in this next match, maybe only lose 1 stock, it's definitely a doable last game for Oakland. So as long as they keep the fire going and they don't get discouraged after a little bit of a rough game there, I think they could still make something happen here.
Yeah, I think that was I would assume also that Spectral is going to be their next pick. I believe Spectral is on their varsity team. Got to remember here that Oakland is the only school here. I think the only school in Michigan actually. Oh, no, not sorry. The only school in Michigan. The only D1 school in Michigan to have a varsity esports team. And I believe Spectral is part of the team. I'm not sure if Meta is actually. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we saw Column do work against the Sortie in Brawly's Roy. But Lucina's coming out sort of her own, but similar playstyle, but different in their own aspects. It'll be interesting to see if Column's able to kind of employ the same tactics that he did last time. But at the same time, it's hard to see that happening just because he got some kills on that Roy that you don't get on Lucina. Lucina has a little misinput at the ledge. She's got a chance to recover. Roy doesn't. You can't gimp Lucina as easily as he did Roy in that last stock. So Roy definitely has a really strong neutral game, but Lucina the advantage when he pushes you off stage. And the speed that Lucina has in the air against the floatiness that Rob has when he's trying to recover can be a little bit dangerous. So I expect that to play an effect here. I expect to see Spectral's Lucina doing a little bit of chasing, probably getting some kills off stage that we didn't see Brawly get with the Roy.
Yeah, off stage is big when you're playing against Lucina, especially Spectral. He seems to go down for those back airs, those forward air edge guards quite often, and you can make it back if you're Spectral if you go a little bit deeper than, say, Roy can. A little bit less in the rushdown department. You're not going to see as many hits on shield if you're playing a Lucina, but if you win neutral as Lucina, you're going to get a ton off of it. And that's what Spectral needs to be doing. Winning neutral, getting those edge guards, securing stocks, possibly making this comeback.
Yep. The one thing we haven't seen Calm really use at all, how much, maybe I'm just forgetting things, but have we seen that gyro really come out at all from him?
Last game was a little weird with the SD and then just right into a combo, right into the death. It didn't seem like Column ever had too much of a footing where he was going for that. Maybe once or twice, just an instant charge gyro coming out for a combo. But we haven't seen too much crazy gyro play. Maybe we'll see it here because, with a Roy being always in your face, it's hard getting your footing underneath of you just to be able to get those setups. Right. Against Lucina, I think it'll be a little more viable.
Yeah, I do too. And even if we don't see any of the crazy awesome infinite down tilts into gyro Roy madness, I expect to see a little bit more just without some of that hard rushdown that Brawly's Roy was using. It's just such an integral part that you see from every Roy. It's almost like, hey, let me just throw this out you and just use it as a tool to control the stage in some aspect.
Yeah, Roy is kind of the meme character for hitting ghosts. He's always putting out so many hitboxes around you that you're scared to move out of the way. Lucina is a little different, where you have to be able to play neutral and punish really, really effectively, and Spectral can definitely do that.
Getting in there, getting some quick percentage on some grabs, on some tilts, trying to stay, it looks like, in the center of the stage. I think avoiding these platforms and not really letting yourself get sharked by Rob here is smart. And now sees that gyro coming out, keeping his space.
Yeah, you mentioned Spectral kind of camping in the center of the stage, holding that down. That's interesting because I see
Oh.
Spectral go for that up B out of dangerous situations, and if you can just land on that top platform right away, it's usually a really safe bet. If you're being comboed and you just up B to the top platform, a lot of characters can't do much against that.
Right. Neutral air as Calm tries to get up above him. Laser no doing. Forward grab, and there he goes. That deep, just like you said, recovering. Gets a hit on it as he's getting back to stage. Tries to defend against the roll. Gets that gyro out and gets grabbed. Z-drop not going to catch Calm. Calm now. Oh, what a read. The down smash found that roll back into it, but real quick off that ledge. Spectral able to get back, put a back air on him, and playing that cat and mouse game, just trying to read him as he recovers, but Calm finally able to get back to stage safely.
Yeah, in that situation, it's all about these two players reading the other's intent. If you think they're going to go high, you stay on the ledge. If you think they're going to go low, you drop down and do a back air and get the kill. That's the whole cat and mouse perspective in this situation, where you're just reading intent and trying to punish whatever you think your opponent is doing.
So I would imagine that Spectral is going to win this one. It's not for sure, but I'd imagine that's what's going to happen. But at this point, it's how much. What can Calm do to make this easier for either Haz or Superhero by the time he's done with this? Ideally, he'd like to actually just turn this around and reverse 3-stock him. But I think he knows that, hey, that might not be the best mentality to have at this point. Let me think of something more realistic. Let me put my team in the best situation I can see.
I think baseline, you want to take at least one stock. Oh my goodness.
Dirty.
There we see Spectral turning it around, 3-stocking Column's Rob, making this really even.
Wow. Yeah, and he went
going
for it.
all
He
in for it.
bet it all there. You know, he wasn't getting back if he didn't get that last stock. So what a good bet, and it paid off, and it is 3-3 heading into the last one. And just like we were talking about before we do into this, we saw him using Lucina's offstage presence and offstage mobility, offstage weapons really effectively. And when Rob has a recovery that does no damage when he's going up, is real floaty, is real slow, is real predictable, it's not fun to have to recover against a Lucina, let alone one like Spectral, who really knows what they're doing in that situation.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm really worried for CMU in this situation. Obviously, Spectral just came off a 3-0 win against Column. Whoever CMU has, whether it be Superhero or Haz, I know Bowser specifically is going to struggle getting back to the stage in the same situation that Rob struggled in. And then on top of that, Fox. Oh, yeah, okay, Superhero with the Fox is going to be coming in. That's an exploitable recovery as well. One of the most exploitable recoveries in the game is Fox.
Yeah.
So Superhero's got to be really careful and not to lose neutral too many times, end up off stage, because he's going to lose stocks for it.
So I know that Fox's recovery is exploitable, but a lot of times it is exploitable from the top. So I think that at this point we might see some drop down, some drop down counters to maybe stop that. But I do know that Lucina, it is tough and can be dangerous to use your down air when you are off stage, because it's sometimes tough to get back after using that one. That said, I'm sure Spectral has some control and knowledge of this character and what to do in ways that a lot of us don't know how. I'm sure he's got some experience against Fox, especially when it comes to, everyone is used to playing online. Everyone knows how to kind of exploit anything they can use on Wi-Fi. That said, I also know that Superhero has been playing a lot of Fox, but I believe in his first appearance in week 2, he ended up going Roy, at least in one. And I'm not sure if that was just because he wanted to go with his secondary, or if he just knows that when it comes to playing online, Fox's inputs have to be so exact and so right, and sometimes that little bit of delay can really put you at a disadvantage if you're a Fox main. So I don't know if that was some online meta play or if he's just trying to get more comfortable with Roy. So I'm assuming we're going to see the Fox, but I don't know if it's guaranteed, especially if he's a little worried about about possibly being exploited off stage the way he just saw his teammate get exploited the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Fox on Wi-Fi is not as strong as Fox locally, you know. When you lose inputs, you lose control over such a quick in and out character like Fox. It can be really detrimental. So yeah, there we see the Fox coming in. Definitely two very neutral heavy characters going into this really hype last set between these teams.
Getting the countdown ready and seeing the most patient players we've seen. No jabbing. Okay, I'm taunting now. Going to the flat stage here, and of course this was Superhero's pick.
I cannot lose.
So I guess what do you think about? I like this if you are Fox. I like not giving Lucina
for
a chance
sure.
to be below you. Like you said, if she's going to use that recovery, if she's going to use the up B to maybe get out of some combos that Fox is able to put on you, she's not getting back to a platform safely.
Yeah, and then the combo extensions that you can get off of, triplats, it's really dangerous.
Just as I said about a minute ago that the down air is sometimes not safe, we see perfect spacing and Spectral perfectly landing a down air at the very top of Superhero's recovery. Make it back just fine. So that's clearly an option in the playbook if you're Spectral.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a difficult move to space as well because only part of it is that spike hitbox, but I think Spectral has this character down enough where if you recover wrong, he's gonna punish you like that for it.
3 stocks a piece, 100% on it. Winner goes home a winner. The loser drops down. This is it. No best of 3. It all comes down to this best of 1 between Spectral and Superhero. Whiffs the up B, but able to get back to the ledge safely. A lot of just trying to bait people out. A lot of jumping. A lot of just waiting for the one to approach. And finally, some patience pays out for Superhero. They're able to land that up smash and get the first KO.
Yeah, that's always going to be Superhero's ace in the sleeve. Being able to up smash so quick out of shield, but there we see the up B killing Superhero 2. Back to very even, going into 2 stocks between these two teams.
Quick jab on the ledge as Spectral trying to get back to safety. Gets a roll behind, down tilt. Neutral air not going to connect. It gets caught in a neutral air of his own. Let's get a laser on him, put as much damage in as he can, and they have been fighting in the sky quite a bit. These characters like to approach in the air. Fox a lot of times likes to get on top of you, utilize the double jump to maybe bake something out, and we've been seeing Superhero do just that very masterfully here so far. And now we're seeing Spectral down to his last stock in this match.
Yeah, he's got to pull something out right now because it's starting to look in CMU's favor right here. Superhero really with his feet under him, getting this extra percent, this little extra credit here. Already 68%. This is nearing kill percent for Fox. You've got that up smash out of shield we've seen that up air on the top. Ooh, that was dangerous.
And Superhero able to come in strong and clean it up after Spectral brought it back down to the final game. And just as we were saying before a couple sets ago that it seemed like CMU just had control of the match and seemed very comfortable, Spectral came in and made us rethink that. But Superhero able to come back and put us right back to where we were in the start and clean up this set with 2 stocks to spare. Central gets a win over Oakland. So that is big for the rankings. As we mentioned, Oakland went into this one 5-1. CMU went into this one 4-2. So both of these teams went in respectively 2nd and 3rd in the standings, and they will be tied up after this one. we'll see where they end up this week. They both have another one to play after this match. And on this stream here shortly, we are going to be seeing Davenport versus Kettering soon. So we got that to look forward to here shortly.
And it looks like we might be having an interview coming out here soon, so stay tuned for that. Get a chance to talk to one of CMU's crew members. So that should be very interesting before we get on to that Davenport Kettering match.
So what do you think? Honestly, I think that the biggest shock to me in this matchup was just the way this one started. I was expecting Saturn to not. I didn't expect him not only to beat Silent Beam, but I thought he was going to 2-stock, possibly 3-stock him with the way he's been playing in this. So I think that was a good confidence booster for Central going into it to start.
Yeah, a lot of times it feels like the first match is so crucial in setting the tempo for these crew battles, and it looks like we are joined now by Superhero. Shout out to Superhero.
I think we had this issue last time we tried to get Superhero on here.
What's up?
There he is. All right.
No, he's here.
Hey,
I
man.
put you guys on speaker so I can hear you. Hold on. How do I do
All
that?
right.
Okay, it's fine. I can hear you guys. What's up? How we doing?
Good. Congratulations. Good win in that one. Puts your team at 5 and 2. Wait, nope. Yeah, 5 and 2. You're going to be tied with Oakland now. So we didn't know who was going into that. You guys had Silent Bean start off, who's normally your guys' your reserve. So going into the last one, we didn't know. We were like, is it going to be Haz or is it going to be Superhero? Were both you there and available, or did you guys know it was you going into it?
Yeah, we were both here. We just kind of play every week. Me, Prod, and Colin play, and then Haz and Silent Bean just kind of alternate basically, so that they both get to play a good bit because they're both pretty good, and we do well in crew battles with both of them.
Yeah, I know you had like a freak ankle accident or something week number 1, so we were shocked to not see you here then. So we were like, oh no, did something happen to Superhero again when we didn't see you coming out early?
I took a little tumble the day of that first crew battle, heading back to CMU. I messed up my ankle real bad. I was on crutches for like 2 weeks, but it's healing up pretty good. I'm walking around on it now. It's a little sore, but it's good. Yeah, I showed up to our crib to play, not to play it, because showed up right during the middle of the second crew battle that Saturday, so I still saw a little bit of it. But
nice. Well, yeah, glad you're healing up. That's one nice thing about esports, rather than traditional sports, is that if you got a busted ankle, you can still play. Might be a little more uncomfortable, but it's not putting you out for the season. So, now I know that who do you think stood out in that performance? Don't be afraid to say it was you if you came in and cleaned it up. But who are you impressed with on your team, and who do you think really stepped up today?
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Silent Bean, bro. Got that awesome win. Kirby Lucas, pretty annoying, pretty tough one online. To give some credit to Oakland too, I want to say that not like I was sleeping on this guy, but I never really played with Spectral too much. I don't really know about him, and I was not he caught me off guard for real. Spectral is awesome. He played really good too, so I'm gonna give him some credit from their team. He really impressed me. I wasn't prepared for just the patience that dude has. It was crazy. He was making me work for it, making Colin work for it. So good on him too. From our team, Silent Bean definitely came through, got that win, got us a little bit of an advantage. Prod always does awesome. He just takes all those stocks that we fit. Colin always does awesome. Gets those side Bs, those gyros, exactly what you need. Me, I'm just awesome, and I know I'm awesome. I got anything about it. We're all awesome, and we played great, and we're all happy about it.
Yeah, so good job, you guys. You're heading in. It's going to be looks like a 3-way tie, I believe, heading in for second place right now. Everyone's still chasing Michigan State, but definitely a close race going into this. Some really strong teams. Congrats on the win today, and good luck against your match against Ferris here shortly.
Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right, that was Superhero, the one who anchored for Central and pulled it out. Like we mentioned, we are going to have Davenport and Kettering here shortly, but before then we are going to take a short break. They will be starting in about 10 minutes here. Stick around for that one. We will be back soon.